Imagine that for a moment. Two powerful angels, so majestic and immense in their roles, but with a connection that goes beyond what most of us can imagine. Sandalphon and Metatron. Have you ever heard of them? Perhaps the name of one or the other has crossed your mind, but what if I told you that these two angels have something in common that goes far beyond just being celestial beings? They're not just angels. They are brothers.
Brothers? What do you mean, brothers?
We're not talking about an earthly brotherhood, but a heavenly, mysterious, and profound bond. And believe me, this story is surrounded by mysteries that few know about. What do you think unites them? How can two such powerful angels be connected in such a special way? I know, it sounds unbelievable, and that's the part that keeps us fascinated and curious.
Now, think about it.
Sandalphon is known as the keeper of heavenly music, the one who transforms human prayers into divine melodies and takes them directly to God's throne. He is the one who ensures that your prayer, mine, all of ours, is heard in heaven. Metatron, on the other hand, is so close to God that many believe him to be the most powerful angel in heaven, the celestial scribe who writes down all of humanity's actions in the book of life. Metatron has the responsibility of organizing and keeping the divine rules in order. Now you may be asking yourself, but how can these two angels be brothers? How is that possible if they have such different and apparently unconnected functions? The truth behind this relationship goes beyond the angelic hierarchies we usually hear about. It leads us to a revelation that shakes up our perception of what is possible in the heavenly world. Were these two angels ever human? Get ready to dive into ancient secrets and revelations that will completely change your view of the angelic world. Their connection goes far beyond what we imagine, and the impact of this story could make us rethink everything we know about the divine plan. So, if you're ready to find out how these two heavenly brothers carry out their roles in the kingdom of heaven and how this even affects our lives here on earth, stick with me until the end. Because what we're about to unveil is something that could transform the way you understand the mysteries of angels and God. Let's start with Sandalphon, an angel who carries a unique and, in a way, extraordinary mission. He is known as the guardian of celestial music. Now, imagine for a moment, every time you or anyone says a prayer, it goes up to heaven. And who is responsible for taking those prayers directly to God?
Sandalphon.
Isn't it amazing to think that all our words, pleas, and even our most sincere thoughts are carried by this angel? And what makes this even more special is how he transforms these prayers into something so beautiful. Sandalphon doesn't just carry prayers to the divine throne.
He does more.
He turns those prayers into heavenly music. Can you imagine that? Your words becoming a perfect harmonious melody, full of meaning and emotion, that resonates in the heavenly spheres? This shows the power and sensitivity of this angel, who takes care of each of these prayers as if they were a work of art, ensuring that they reach God's ear in the most sublime way possible. He is more than a messenger, he is a heavenly artist, a conductor who harmonizes the voices of humanity with the divine sound. But that brings us to a question: how did Sandalphon become so powerful? How did he get to the point where his responsibilities are so crucial to the order of the spiritual universe? The answer is shrouded in deep mysteries. Sandalphon has a human origin, according to some traditions, before ascending to this celestial level. He would have been the prophet Elijah, the one who, according to the scriptures, was taken to heaven in a whirlwind of fire. Unlike many, Elijah didn't die, but was taken directly to heaven, already showing how special he was in God's eyes. Now, transformed into an angel, Sandalphon not only carries prayers, but maintains the spiritual order between earth and heaven. He is the bridge that connects our reality to the divine, ensuring that our prayers are heard and, more importantly, answered. And that makes us wonder, is Sandalphon hearing our prayers right now? Is he transforming our innermost desires into a heavenly symphony so that God can hear them? Just imagining this scene stirs up a deep emotion, doesn't it? Now let's talk about Metatron. If Sandalphon is the guardian of prayers, Metatron is something even more mysterious and perhaps even more powerful. He is considered one of the most powerful angels in heaven, but what really sets him apart from other celestial beings is his proximity to God's throne. Imagine this: Metatron is so close to God that many believe he is responsible for keeping the divine secrets. But what does this really mean? Metatron is not just an angel of power. He has a unique responsibility: to protect divine secrets and ensure that heavenly justice is upheld. He is the angel who maintains the balance of the universe, the one who guards the wisdom from on high, that which not all angels have access to. Can you imagine the depth of this function? Not only does he know these secrets, he protects them, ensuring that they are only used for the greater good. But what is perhaps even more impressive about Metatron is his origin. He wasn't always an angel. Just like Sandalphon, he has a human origin. Before his transformation, Metatron was the patriarch Enoch. Enoch was such a righteous man, so dedicated to God, that he was taken to heaven without passing through death, just like Elijah. He didn't experience mortality like we do, but was transformed directly into an angel. And not just any angel. Metatron is often called the heavenly scribe, because it is he who keeps the book of life, the record of all humanity's actions. Every step we take, every choice we make, Metatron writes it down. Imagine the impact of this, everything we do being carefully recorded by one of the beings closest to God. Metatron's ascension to the celestial level makes us reflect on how someone can, through a righteous and dedicated life, be elevated to such an extraordinary level. He is an example of how the divine can transform, how a human being can transcend and become part of the heavenly plan. And when we think of Sandalphon and Metatron together, there's something even more fascinating. They are brothers. Brothers in their human origins, and now brothers in their heavenly missions. But how does this connection shape their roles in heaven? What does this brotherhood mean on such a high spiritual level? This leads us to think that there is a depth and interconnectedness in the heavenly world that we often don't understand. These two powerful angels show us that there is much more to heaven than we can imagine. And their stories, full of mysteries and revelations, make us wonder, how far does God's power to transform the ordinary into the extraordinary go? Now, let's get into one of the most intriguing and fascinating points of this story, the connection between Sandalphon and Metatron. At first glance, it may seem unlikely that two angels of such importance and with such different roles in heaven would have such a deep connection. After all, how could an angel responsible for celestial music and another who guards divine secrets be connected as brothers? This detail, which at first glance may seem like a curiosity, actually leads us to one of the greatest mysteries of divine creation. Imagine the impact of discovering that these two celestial beings, with such powerful missions, have a connection that goes back to Earth.
That's right.
Before becoming angels, Sandalphon and Metatron were human. But how is that possible? This revelation leads us to ancient esoteric and mystical traditions. According to these traditions, both had a human journey before being elevated to the celestial realm. Metatron, as I mentioned earlier, was the patriarch Enoch, known for his wisdom and closeness to God. Enoch was a righteous man, someone whose connection with the divine was so strong that he was taken directly to heaven, without passing through death, being transformed into an angel of the highest power and respect. Enoch became Metatron, the angel who is closest to God's throne, the heavenly scribe who writes down all of humanity's actions.
But what about Sandalphon?
Its origin also has a fascinating history full of mystery. According to various traditions, Sandalphon would have been the prophet Elijah, a powerful figure who was also raptured directly to heaven. Elijah, like Enoch, did not experience death. He was taken to heaven in a whirlwind of fire, a scene many of us know from the scriptures. Elijah was a prophet who confronted kings, challenged false gods and performed great miracles in God's name. His life, marked by a deep commitment to the divine, culminated in his heavenly ascension, where he was transformed into Sandalphon, the angel who carries humanity's prayers to God. Now, what makes this story even more exciting is the fact that this divine transformation is what creates the bond between Sandalphon and Metatron. They are called brothers, not in the biological sense as we know it, but in a deep spiritual sense. Both walked an extraordinary human path, marked by faith and justice, and both were rewarded with a heavenly elevation. When they ascended to heaven, they became not just powerful angels, but brothers in the divine light, linked by the experience of having been human and by the grace of having been transformed into angels. Think about that for a moment. Two human beings who, because of their faithfulness and closeness to God, were elevated to the level of celestial beings, with missions so fundamental to the balance of heaven and earth. Metatron, the guardian of divine secrets and heavenly scriptures, and Sandalphon, the guardian of prayers and divine music. The depth of this connection makes us reflect on how vast and mysterious God's plan is. But there is something even more intriguing about this bond between them. What does it really mean to be brothers in heaven? Does the experience of having been human influence their roles in the heavenly world? Does this connection make them even closer to humanity, since they have both experienced life on earth? These are questions that certainly arouse curiosity and make us want to understand more about what happens in the realm of angels. And when we think that they both reached heaven without passing through death, it makes us reflect on what is special about these figures. What did God see in Enoch and Elijah that made them worthy of such a great ascension? Do their lives here on earth show us the way to a deeper connection with the divine? The truth is that the story of these two brother angels is a powerful reminder that the human journey can be something extraordinary, capable of leading to a spiritual elevation beyond our comprehension. Sandalphon and Metatron, linked by a human origin and a heavenly elevation, represent the maximum potential of humanity when it is aligned with God's will. Their roles in heaven are different but complementary. One takes care of our prayers, ensuring that they reach the divine throne. The other records our actions, being the guardian of secrets and divine justice. And together, they show that the path between earth and heaven is intertwined in ways we can barely imagine. Their relationship is not just symbolic. It carries a deep spiritual meaning, showing that divine creation is full of mysteries that continue to inspire and fascinate us. As brothers, they remind us that we are all connected, not only to each other, but also to the heavens and the divine. The connection between Sandalphon and Metatron is profound, and although they are considered brothers in the celestial realm, their roles are incredibly distinct, but at the same time complementary. In heaven, each has an essential function for the balance of the spiritual universe. And the way in which these functions are intertwined leads us to reflect on the grandeur and complexity of the divine plan. Let's start with Sandalphon, the angel who acts as a bridge between humanity and God through something we all do: pray. Imagine that every time you say a prayer, whether in silence, with words, or even in thought, Sandalphon is responsible for hearing those prayers. But he does more than just hear them. He turns prayers into music. Yes, into divine melodies that ascend to God's throne, creating a celestial symphony made up of humanity's requests, laments, thanks, and supplications. It's as if each prayer had a unique musical note, and Sandalphon is the great conductor of this symphony, ensuring that each sound reaches the Creator's ears. Now, stop and think for a moment. Every word you utter in prayer, every thought you direct towards the divine, becomes something more, something beautiful and harmonious. And it's all thanks to Sandalphon. He is not just a messenger, but the guardian of heavenly music, the one who organizes prayers in such a way as to make them pleasing and meaningful before God. And no matter who you are or where you come from, Sandalphon ensures that your words are heard in heaven. He is the link that connects us directly to the divine, creating an invisible but incredibly powerful bridge between the earthly and heavenly worlds. But Sandalphon's role goes beyond that. He is also one of the angels who maintain spiritual order, ensuring that prayers are not only heard, but also understood and answered according to the divine will. In other words, he is the angel who watches over the constant flow of communication between earth and heaven, something that is vital to our spiritual existence. Now, let's look at Metatron, Sandalphon's brother, whose function is equally grand but distinct. Metatron is known as the keeper of divine secrets, and in addition, he is responsible for governing the book of life. This means that he is the angel in charge of recording every action, every choice, every decision that humanity makes. Think of it as if Metatron were the supreme scribe, the one who writes down everything that happens in the universe, ensuring that nothing goes unnoticed before God. But how important is this role? The Book of Life is one of heaven's greatest treasures, because in it are recorded the stories of every soul, of every human being. And Metatron, with his incomparable wisdom, has the responsibility of keeping this record perfect and fair, ensuring that, when the time is right, God has all the details about humanity's actions and intentions before him. Metatron, having once been human, Enoch, understands the complexities of human choices better than anyone. And that's what makes his role so vital. He's not just an angel who records facts, he understands the essence behind each action. Now, what makes this dynamic between Sandalphon and Metatron so fascinating is the fact that their functions in heaven complement each other in an extraordinary way. While Sandalphon takes care of prayers and ensures that communication between earth and heaven is in harmony, Metatron ensures that everything that happens in the universe is properly recorded, balancing what is said and what is done. Together, they represent the two sides of our interaction with the divine, prayer and action. And more than that, they ensure that heaven is in constant connection with earth. Every word you say to God, Sandalphon hears. And every action you take, Metatron registers. This synergy between the two angelic brothers is a demonstration of the perfect balance that exists in the divine plan. A balance that involves not only listening and recording, but also the divine response, which is always given at the right time, according to what has been prayed for and done. Imagine for a moment how this affects your own life. Every time you pray, whether for help, guidance, thanks, or repentance, Sandalphon is there, making sure that your words become celestial melodies that echo in heaven. And at the same time, Metatron is watching your actions, recording your choices, ensuring that nothing goes unnoticed before God's throne. Together, these two angels ensure that the divine and the human are always intertwined. And this divine interaction is not something distant or inaccessible. On the contrary, it's something constant and intimate, something that happens every second of our lives. Sandalphon and Metatron, with their distinct but complementary roles, show that the connection between heaven and earth is closer than we imagine. They remind us that our prayers have power, and that our actions have consequences. Most importantly, they show us that God is always aware of everything that happens, both in the heavens and on earth. And as you get this far, you begin to realize how deep and fascinating the story of these two heavenly brothers, Sandalphon and Metatron, is. They teach us that heaven and earth are more connected than we realize, and that our prayers and actions resonate throughout the universe in unimaginable ways. But now think, what else do these angels with so much power and mystery still hide? What other heavenly secrets are waiting to be revealed? This is just the tip of the iceberg. If you found this impressive, get ready, because the world of angels has much more to tell us. Be sure to follow along and discover the mysteries that lie beyond our eyes. I wonder what else heaven has in store. And so, we come to the end of this incredible journey into the mystery of Sandalphon and Metatron, but this is just the beginning of everything we can explore about the angelic world. If you're as fascinated as I am, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of the upcoming videos. There's lots more exciting content to come. Leave a like and let me know in the comments what you thought of this unique connection between these two angel brothers. Now, stick with us and check out the suggested videos that are appearing up here on the screen. I'm sure they'll surprise you even more. Thanks for watching to the end, and I'll see you in the next video.